Yo, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, wow, we just saw Callum Smith. Listen, they smoking on that, smoking, super duper smoking on that Callum Smith pack, that Liverpudlian pack in, I'm not sure where Beterbiev's from, but wherever, let's call it Habib, for example. Let's assume Artur Beterbiev is essentially Habib, right? So they smoking on that Callum Smith in Habib right now. 100%. Habib is that whole thing. Whatever that thing is, all them areas there, Habib, 100%. Habib, they smoking on that Liverpool pack right now, and Liverpool mad about it. I've got videos coming soon. Tony Bellend, he's sour with it. Oh, Beterbiev's too old to be smoking dude like this. Oops. Yeah. Anyway, let's cut to the actual fight. So, damn, Beterbiev has something that I like. Not in the same way, but that's what gets me so gassed about Terence Crawford. Why? They're vicious. Yeah, Canelo for me, he has the potential to be vicious, but he don't use it, does he? For example, he couldn't stop Callum Smith. He doesn't stop with John Ryder. He doesn't really go for it. People like Crawford, if they can, they tear your ass up. Their goal is to knock you out. Beterbiev even more so, actually. Beterbiev's just a bad, nasty, spiteful dude. Very spiteful. You don't see that kind of spite. Even look at Bivol, for example. Bivol is the complete opposite. And that's what will make that fight so great, in fact. Can Bivol politic his way through? Beterbiev's bad. How many fighters do you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's knocked everyone out. Let's have a look here. What's he done? Yeah, he's knocked everyone out. Sorry, no, he hasn't knocked everyone out, but when was, how many points? Look at this, it's madness, people. When was the last time he had a points fight? I'm trying to find it. Wait, I can't even find it, wait there. Oh yeah, no, he hasn't. Wow, people, this cat here has 100% KO ratio, and he ain't no Gervonta Davis. In fact, Gervonta Davis, who fights bums, don't even have 100% KO ratio. This is literally unparalleled. This guy came in. How many warm-up fights did he have? He was fighting for world titles when? For the last, how many fights? Basically for the last 10 fights. Callum Johnson, IBF world title. Yeah, for the last 10 fights, he's been fighting. Not even just, that's the thing. He's not even just been fighting world level. For example, Floyd Mayweather, yeah, he'd fight people like Robert Guerrero or Victor Ortiz, who maybe had a belt knocking around. They're not really champions, though, are they? But people like Joe Smith Jr., I mean, was he really? Got Vosdick, for example. Alexander Vosdick is the guy who hospitalised the man kind of thing, who was Adonis Stevenson at the time. Young Bulls as well. Callum Johnson, young, and at the time undefeated, knocked him out. Even Callum Smith only had one loss, and that was to Canelo. Never been stopped. I'm not even sure he's been down. Canelo couldn't. Did he put Smith down? Let's have a look at that fight. I don't think he did. But if he did, it was only once. Let's have a look here. Canelo. Yeah, no knockdowns. There was no knockdowns in the Canelo fight. Canelo can't even knock the guy down. Beterbiev, he didn't knock him spark out, but it would have been. His team jumped in, and rightfully so. That fight, I mean, he's on you like a rash as well. Bad, like he's on you like a rash. And it's not like Golovkin either. Golovkin and Canelo were somewhat similar. They were good at looking good against bums, right? Anytime they were in there with top caliber dudes, they'd either lose, like Golovkin lost to Canelo, or dead, go points. Innit? Let's be real here. When Canelo fights a top guy, he either loses to Bivol or Mayweather, or it goes to points. Near enough. Even Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant can't punch. What do you think, yeah, Beterbiev would do to Caleb Plant? Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get serious here, people. Even if you adjust for the weight, oh, YB, it's pound for pound. Even if Beterbiev was 168, yeah, what do you think he'd do to Caleb Plant? It would be, people use this reference way too often, a hot knife through butter. That is what Beterbiev would do to Caleb Plant. There wouldn't be no 11 rounds and politicking. There wouldn't be Caleb Plant picking up rounds as he was. Some people who prefer the boxing style were saying, yeah, I got Caleb Plant was winning the fight. That's a lie, but still, he was half in it, right? Beterbiev, Caleb Plant wouldn't go 4 rounds. People think, I don't get it, but people think Benavidez is a bad dude. Benavidez is alright. He's not a bad dude though. Beterbiev, a bad dude. Bad. You can even, to be honest, arguably, at this point, say he's badder than Crawford. I'm going to be honest. The only thing lacking for Beterbiev is the weight division situation. He's only ever been a career 175er. Whereas, Crawford's gone up, 2 weight classes and knocking out the best guy, the unified guy, in that division, up 2 weight classes. I do have to say this though. I've got a video coming soon. Beterbiev versus Bivol is now likely done and on. If Beterbiev knocks out Bivol, we're seeing something truly phenomenal here. Bivol, as we saw against Canelo, is a bad dude himself. He's not in the same way. He's not vicious like Beterbiev. But who has shown up Canelo like that? Even Mayweather didn't show up Canelo in that fashion, in as much as Mayweather outboxed Canelo, no doubt. But number one, that wasn't a prime Canelo. What Bivol did to a prime Canelo was different. Bivol was in there at times, tucking up and trading with Canelo. Bivol was the first man I've seen. Even Golovkin couldn't back Canelo up. Bivol was the first man to not only... to beat Canelo at his own game. To beat a prime Canelo at his own game. Most people accept, apart from the Floyd fanboys, that Canelo's leagues above, or at least 1 or 2 levels above than he was when he fought Floyd at 20 or whatever it is. Anyone who thinks you can be a full developed fighter at 21 years old or whatever, or 22 years old, it's ridiculous. Canelo has certainly grown since then. And Bivol went in there. And yeah, you can say Canelo went up the weight classes, but let's not forget, Bivol offered to come down to 168 and Canelo didn't want it. All the Canelo stands say, complaining about the weight. Anyway, I've talked way too much about Canelo, but the reason I do that is to give you some context here. Many people rate Canelo highly, and he is. He's one of the best around, but this shows you the levels here. People like Crawford, people like Beterbiev, even maybe arguably more so now. Certainly, if he knocks out Bivol, yeah. I don't see that coming, but if he blows through Bivol, I love Crawford, yeah, but it's going to be difficult. They're certainly going to be equal in my mind. If Beterbiev blows through Bivol, the pound for pound is going to be Crawford and Beterbiev, because this is ridiculous. 100% KO ratio. Wow. Devastating. The whole lot. He's fighting the youngest and the best. Anthony Yard, great win there, and it wasn't all his way as well. Beterbiev's been down. That's what I like to see. Beterbiev's not scared. For example, I'm not saying Canelo's scared, yeah, but I hate to say it. What we saw in the Bivol fight, he's good at being a B-U-L-L-Y. Yeah, if he can blow your back out, he'll blow your back out. But he's not too great when he's got adversity. Yeah, when Bivol was sticking it on him, he didn't really want to know, did he? Backing up and whatever else. Beterbiev ain't scared to go down. Yeah, he leave it all out there, and that's all you can ask. He get put down by Callum Johnson, got up and smoked on dude. There was no politicking. There was no let me try and negotiate. Canelo, when he gets to a certain point, when he gets tired, he starts negotiating. And even when he's not tired, he wasn't tired against Callum Smith. But he doesn't have that gear. That's been my criticism of Canelo over the years. He doesn't have that gear where he puts it on people. This Beterbiev guy, I have to say it, for a long time people talked about Mexican style. Mexican style was that kind of whatever it was. There's another level now. We have Habib style. We have Kazakhstan style. Yeah. From what we're seeing from Beterbiev, and arguably even Habib himself in that sense, is they're ruthless. Habib stopped everyone, I believe. Just running through people. Yeah, you can critique him for rolling on the floor and being a wrestler, but whatever way, he's ruthless with it. Takes very little damage and cuts straight through people. Unparalleled. If we assume most people consider Canelo one of the best Mexican fighters of all time, Canelo ain't doing that, people. He ain't cutting through Caleb Plant. He ain't cutting through Callum Smith. He ain't cutting through whoever else is there. He ain't cutting through Triple G. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but I think Beterbiev would cut through Triple G as well. Triple G gets hit way too... he would be getting hit way too much, and this guy is just vicious. People way overuse the term bad intentions. This guy has bad intentions with every shot. He on you as well. The minute he gets you hurt, he on you. And again, Mike Tyson's one of my great favourites, but Teddy Atlas made a good point. When have you seen Mike Tyson come back from adversity? Any fight Mike was losing, he lost. Beterbiev has that Kazakhstani style, that I'm coming from the forest, the cold forest. Yeah? I've got nowhere to go back to. Mike Tyson get hit a few times, he didn't really want to know, did he? Let's be real here. He ain't getting up off the mat and winning. Tell me a fight Mike Tyson got put down and got up and won from. Oops. Beterbiev gets put down, has adversity. He had adversity in the Anthony Yard fight. It almost turns him on more, makes him more vicious. Very rare we see this, people. I genuinely can't. I'm trying to think now. I mean, just think about all the hype that Triple G got. When it came to it, when Triple G was in a real fight, he didn't really want to fight with Canelo. Yeah? He went politicking in that second fight. Triple G was a big puncher. Triple G didn't want to fight Andre Ward. Triple G politicked with Canelo. This guy Beterbiev, whoever wants it, he cut him through them. And yeah, you can say, well, he hasn't become undisputed yet. Listen, my record hasn't been the best, but I'm telling you now, Beterbiev versus Bivol, you're not going to see Beterbiev's mentality change. I'm staking it now. I bet Beterbiev's going to stay loyal to the game. He's going to go in there totally ferocious in the ring and out. He's going to set about Bivol. And will it work? Will it not? It'll be a case of how much can Bivol take and how good is Bivol at boxing. It's not going to be a case of Beterbiev getting in there and losing his head, as we see with many fighters. Many fighters are good at being the bully when they're in there with undermatched competition. All of a sudden they end up in a big fight and they're politicking. We've seen it time and time again. All these so-called heavy punchers and big whatever, they get in a tough fight and all of a sudden all that viciousness disappears. Like Canelo. Canelo ain't setting about no one. This guy is setting about people with nasty intentions. I mean, phenomenal. There's nothing really else to be said. Callum Smith at 168 said, I didn't have enough time to train for the Canelo fight. I didn't have enough time to train and I was weight drained. Well, you come in at 175, full of beans, and you got smoked. And Callum Smith's relatively undefeated. He's certainly never been knocked out before. Battered. It wasn't even a knockout. Like anyone can, for example, Wilder can catch any bum with a right hand, right? Beterbiev don't catch you with a shot. No, he beat the juices out of you. He beat you red raw. He teared ass up. People use the phrase tear ass up. Yeah, I'm fixing to tear ass up. Are they really though? Yeah. I bet a lot of you man with your missus, I'm fixing to tear ass up. Yeah, but are you really though? Are you doing it like Beterbiev? I don't think so. Myself included. I might say, oh boo, you fixing to get this 100%. But when I sit there at night, I know in my heart, I ain't doing it like Beterbiev. Yeah? I ain't tearing ass up like Beterbiev be doing it. And he doing it on pay-per-view as well, when it counts. Yeah? Most of us, man, can't even perform in our bedrooms with no one watching, never mind. You know what I mean? Out here just getting it how we live in. So yeah, full respect to Beterbiev. People can talk about the juice stuff. He's got 3 belts. He's heavily tested. I don't believe it. He does look phenomenal though. But so did Khabib. Khabib had that like, they're just strong, ain't they? They're strong like bulls. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's just that rough rawness. So yeah, man, fair play to Beterbiev. For me, he's right there. If he knocks out Bivol, I hate to say it, but he'll have to be my favourite fighter. Right now, it's Crawford and Beterbiev like this. If he knocks out Bivol, he goes number 1, no doubt. Who wins Bivol on Beterbiev? I couldn't tell you. I'm backing, because of the style, I like the style of Beterbiev, I'm backing Beterbiev. But it genuinely, I talked about Spence and Crawford being the fight of the century. And until we saw the fight, it was. But genuinely, this here, Beterbiev versus Bivol is legitimately the fight of the century, I believe. You ain't going to see nothing like this, because Bivol ain't no Errol Spence, if that makes sense. Bivol ain't going to go in there and, no. one-dimensional. Do you know what I mean? This is genuinely the fight of the century. We won't have seen two quality fighters in their prime like this. Yes, Beterbiev's older, but if this ain't his prime, I don't know what is. He's firing, he red hot. Do you understand? So, fight of the century, bottom line. You name me a fight in the last 30, 40 years that's been higher quality than this. You've got the knockout specialist, vicious Beterbiev, and you've got Bivol, who we saw what he did to Canelo. And Canelo was the man, right? Really, Canelo won about 3 rounds in total, if you're lucky. But yeah, mind-blowing. In terms of Callum Smith, where does he go from here? It's not his fault. Callum Smith just got like everyone else does. He just another one of them. It don't matter if you're world class or not. You can be world class and this guy still blow your back out. So it's nothing against Callum Smith. Fair play to him actually. He did try to go out fighting. Callum Smith put a better performance on than he did against Canelo. Against Canelo, he didn't even try and fight back. He just kind of went into his shell. Yeah, he got bombarded in this fight by Beterbiev, but you can see he's on the ropes and he does try and get a few shots off. He was being more active than he was against Canelo, despite being under more pressure as well. Beterbiev was all over him like a rash, and he did try to fight. It's almost like, have you ever had one of them bad dreams where you just can't fight, or your opponent's just too much, he's all over you. He's got you feeling like Jimmy Savile. You know what I mean? One of them ones just touching everywhere. That's what it looked like to me. It is like, oh, it's a bad dream. Callum Smith was in a bad dream. Beterbiev whooped dude so bad. Bad dream, 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and leg off the bell, 100%, no doubt.